Good morning. I hope you guys are having a good morning so far. Hello, we're face camming again today because I'm talking to people. I'm talking to one person. Yeah. Do I have anything to say? No. Don't. This is awkward. We're going to be talking to Amethysta Herrick. She is a PhD holder and a very intelligent person. And actually, I really like how our relationship has come about, because you would never really think that she and I might be friends. And in fact, we are friends. She even has my phone number. So it's just, when you find people, you don't have to find people specifically in your niche to make a real genuine connection. And it's just kind of a testament to, like, networking doesn't have to be about, like, what can you do for me? How can you further my career? Sometimes you just find really cool people that you want to get to know and that are a good friend and are willing to show up for you. And so I put out a call saying I want to talk to people about being creative this month, and Amethysta showed up. So we're gonna pop on in over to the Discord call. I need to, like, develop buttons for this or something so that you guys can actually hear what's going on, you know? So here is my friend Amethysta. Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I am okay. I was, I heard the introduction there. Why would you think we wouldn't be friends?
No, I just think sometimes people look in their own niche, and they're just like, well, you don't play cozy games, so why would I talk to you? And I think there's a lot to be said for finding people outside of your niche,
Oh, for sure. But I want to point out, too, because you introduced me to Palia.
Okay.
And I was, yeah, so
Yes.
I was looking at it just last night, right? Because, the new expansion came out and
The
everything.
update.
Right? So I was looking at that. I've got about 150 hours in it. So thanks so much
A new
for
addiction.
introducing me. Yes. I couldn't believe how much time I had in it. It was really crazy, but there we go.
Funny. That's awesome.
But yeah. It's funny. The way we met too was certainly not expected.
No. This is my sister from another mister.
I think so.
The purple hair and everything.
Right. Because we both joined a Discord server, and I want to say it was within hours of each other, right? It was no more than a couple of hours. But I know I saw your name, and I was like, oh, who the hell's that? Oh my gosh.
Who's that?
Somebody with Amethyst. Yeah. I better talk to her.
Well, and it just so happened too. So, like, our community partner manager is the same community partner manager. So not even did we get added to a Discord, we got picked up by the same person in this Discord. Yeah.
Right.
Crazy. And
it was unexpected.
It was. And then I think you were the one who reached out and said, like, hey, I'm going to be in the area. Do you want to get some coffee or something? And I was like, so nervous, not gonna lie, like, I'm so nervous. But I've met a few creators outside of this, and I was like, why not? Why not? And I'm so glad that you reached out, because it was good, and now we're friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you said, oh, she even has my phone number. I mean, you got mine too.
I do. Yeah.
It was no, I mean, though, it's been really, I don't know. There are some people, and I'm sure you've seen this, right? You get into a creative sort of role. There are some people you connect with them, and then there are some people you're just like, you know what, I'm willing to work with you, and that's about all I got. And I don't know, you and I clicked really quickly, and it was I mean, it's a great thing. I'm glad that we did. Just it was strange that it happened. I don't know. There's some people that I've started going down this road, and I just went, oh, I'll stay in touch with you anyway. So
yeah. Am I seeing double? Group wants to know if they're seeing double. Yeah, pretty
Right?
much. I mean, except people have seen us in the same room together, so I don't know if that one
Yes.
works for us.
Yes. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we took a picture, took a selfie of the two of us.
Yep.
When we were in. Oh, there we go. I see. Um, yeah, I took a picture. We did take a selfie. So I do have a real photo of the two of us in the same room. Now, I will say too, we you have never seen a picture of either of us with Wonder Woman.
That's true.
And I'm not trying to say necessarily that either of us is Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I no comment. No comment.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, you
Right.
know who else? I haven't seen either of us with Hawk Girl, so, there could be something. There could be something out
Right.
there.
Black Widow, something like that. But
Hi, Claire. Thank you for having your notifications on. Sorry. I told them all today if they on notifications to say frog in chat, just to see like who has notifications on, and you guys have turned up.
Nice.
May has a preference.
I'm only
I do.
I'm only seeing one
I was
streaming
gonna
platform
say,
here,
I
but
wonder if I can share just like my chat with you. Share my screen. Share.
I don't know.
Does that share? Oh, but did that just move stuff on Meld? It did. Let me fix Meld.
Oh no, did it?
That's okay.
Oh, right. Of course it would. Oh, I'm seeing it. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's a ton so far. Hello, everybody. By the way, frog. There you go.
By the way, frog, right?
Funny.
I appreciate you guys because I saw somebody else doing this and I was like, that is such a fun way. And then I can like acknowledge the fact that you guys paid attention to notifications.
Right. But just paid attention for what it's worth, because
There we go. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that. Johnny
I
just
can.
Johnny's got a walk on. Hi,
Fun
Johnny.
times.
Welcome in. So I have questions for you today. And
Okay,
I'm
let's
going
have 'em.
to attempt to crochet, but I also know I am running out of yarn, so I may stop at some point.
That's
But-
fine.
First, will you tell us about you and what you do on your channel?
Oh gosh. Okay. So, I mean, you did mention I have a PhD. My background. This is all of a sudden we're going to lose like half the people. My
No.
background is oh no, you just wait. Let me tell the story first, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, we're totally going to lose people. Because my background is molecular biology, and then I went into analytical chemistry. Woo, good times. And so, I was just doing my whole life up until 52 when I had a really bad nervous breakdown. And my wife said to me, you should probably transition gender.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, I mean, she knew from the first day, seriously. Oh, thank you. So somebody's saying, actually, look at that. We didn't lose all the people.
No,
Group
I'm telling
555
you.
actually says, okay.
You like fit with us so well, you don't even know.
Okay. All right. But my wife had known that I'm gender diverse, transgender, let me say transgender, since 2000, because it's something I've known since I was like a child, right? It just kind of happens. And so I transitioned gender, and then I'm like, one of the last things I want to do is stay in software while I'm transitioning. That's gonna be hard. So I retired. Fortunately, I'd gotten into like executive management as a software manager, and so I'd made a decent amount of money and all. So I essentially retired, saying, I'm just gonna write. I'm going to talk about my own story, thinking it was just my own story. But as I started writing, because I'm like, well, I'll talk about biology, all the things that people really want to hear about, like biology. But when I started writing, I thought I was just writing my own story. And then I went, oh gosh, actually I'm writing at the very least, like a bigger transgender story. And then I realized as I started going along, no, I'm writing like a bigger, it's a queer story is what it is. And then the more I went along and the more I talked about identity and gender, because I started off just with, oh, I'm going to talk about biology. And then it turned into, no, I'm really talking about, gender. No, I'm really talking about identity. And then I was like, no, this is a human story. And so then I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll do more. So rather than just writing, because I started that in 2022, I started podcasting in 23, I don't know, early 2023. And then in 2024, I was like, I think I'm just going to start making videos, because why not? That can't be hard, right?
Can't be hard.
I'm telling you, boy, just learning all the stuff with lights. I mean, I'm looking at all the lights in my room here, and the camera and the mic, and such a huge pain to do video. But I started doing videos. I mean, actually, I just started with my phone. It really wasn't that much, but so I started making videos, and people connected. People see I try to be very genuine. Not only do I try to be genuine, I try to make jokes. So I think it's important, if you're going to engage somebody, to do it, to meet them where they are, and so that's what it is. So yeah. So Lynn here says, yeah, am I a software engineer? I'm not still a software engineer. And so you're saying I won't believe how many trans software engineers, VTubers, and streamers are out here? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the very first articles I wrote, this would have been end of 2022, was, why are there so many transgender people in technology?
Yeah.
There's a ton. It is very queer coded. Anyway, to finish up that story, I mean, ultimately, I thought, well, rather than just doing because somebody said, oh, you can, conduct a good interview. I thought, well, what would happen if I just talked on my own? And so I ooh, you're not doing well with that yarn there. I'm
no
struggling with that, aren't you?
Hey, but it means I'm not crocheting and ending the blanket too soon.
I mean, good point. So I thought, well, what would happen if I just talked on my own, and I had people join and watch me? And it's a crazy, because, one of the biggest, especially when I think about it in terms of like creativity, in terms of creativity, I started off, I'm like, listen, I'm an academic, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about academic stuff. That's all I got.
Yeah.
And maybe, a year in, I realized, no, like, you and I were entertainers. Like,
yeah,
that's our job. We're trying to make people smile or think or whatever. And it's still really difficult for me to come to grips with that. I continue to go, I don't know. Am I really an entertainer?
Well,
and I mentioned that to my wife.
One of my questions for you too is, like, so many people with a scientific background don't see themselves as creative. Like, so do you now see yourself as creative, or no?
I still really, really struggle. This is a really, really good question. There's a book, The Artist's Way. I'm trying to think of the Julia Cameron is the author. And one of the things that I'm looking at Lynn's comment there. Since there were May and Amethysta, we should find a streamer called Hey.
And finish it. Yeah.
Would have been perfect.
That's funny.
I've struck, in this book, The Artist's Way, and I mean, it's a really good book if you had the idea of creativity stripped out of you when you were a kid. Because it's exactly, you go into science, like most of the people you meet are, I mean, maybe a bit reserved, maybe a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Boring? I think that was the word I'm looking for.
Boring?
I think that's it.
Tally,
most,
sorry.
they're just not fun. So, oh yeah, thank you. Tally. I like that. Tallyisms.
I like it a lot. Thank you so much. First time chatter and donating. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Dig you. You're going to have to bring them on next.
No, right? You guys are awesome. Some of the best people ever. You got this. Thank you.
Right. Because then actually Group 555 says it's amazing how genuine and cool people are online if you stay out of the usual toxic places.
Yes.
Yeah, so true. So true.
Yes.
The thing is, and here's the thing too, actually, because this fits into your question. Do I consider myself creative at least now? I mean, I guess. I mean, I've struggled with this. No kidding. Obviously, I've struggled with this. But my, I look back over my life. Like I've always liked writing. I've always loved writing. I've loved. I play music. I have 2 guitars and actually a lever harp. Over them, I'm a terrible harpist, but
that's creative. That's funny because I was going to challenge you today to see yourself as creative if you said no.
So the thing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh
no. Go ahead.
Even from like a scientific background, my limited scientific background is an attempt at a biology degree that I left, right? So, but even then, I feel like to get from like point A to point B, you have to be creative in the thought process of like, okay, how did we make this chemical reaction happen and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you guys, not you maybe, but in a general broad sense, a lot of scientists don't see themselves as creative. And I'm like, you have such a creative mind. You just do it differently. Yeah.
And I agree with you now. It was really, I put together I was doing some podcasting and there are now 2 pieces of music that I've recorded, one for a previous podcast and one for the podcast I'm doing now. But I recorded some music for it, and I had somebody go, wow, boy, you paid somebody pretty well for that intro. And I was like, nah, I mean, it was like 2 a.m. and I knocked out like, 30-second. Yeah, it was like a 30-second piece of music. And then the next day I stuck a couple of stock images on top of it. I mean, Premiere Pro, it's like I did a lot. Because it was, when the frames per second, like I knew how many beats per minute and how many frames per second, so like I could time these images to come up in terms, in time with the music and all. Anyway, the point was that once I started looking at what I was doing, I was like, oh, I guess I do. I'm a little bit creative. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit.
Maybe just a little.
And then, but exactly what you just said, which is that in science, like, what is that? You're not making something out of nothing. You have to think about something and build on something else. That is a creative process.
Yeah.
And it's what I'm doing. What I do now is I try to one of the things that I found, I can't remember the thing. There's a test out there. I'm trying to look for the book and I don't see it. But there's a test out there, Clifton Strengths, I think that's what it's called. You can take this test and it says, well, here are your strengths. Which, by the way, I read the results and I was like, well, yes. I was like, I mean, yeah, of course, I knew this about myself. Yeah. But then I went, well, wait, did I accept this about myself? Because what the point was is that, I have a very holistic view of everything that I do. And I synthesize things. Like I take in a bunch of information and then I synthesize a new argument. What the hell is that? Obviously, it's creative. That's what I do on my channel is I take biology and politics and sociology, sometimes philosophy, actually kind of a lot of philosophy, and I stuff them all together.
Yeah.
Hoocha, hoocha, hoocha. That's my channel.
Yeah.
So...
Well, okay, so Group had an interesting thought. They're in engineering and don't experience that. Most people here are passionate about the field but retain their hobbies. I wonder if it's a cultural thing, which maybe, because we're both in America. So maybe that's like, I don't know. Are we just pushed? I feel like we are a little bit pushed to like run the grind and work. And you don't mention what creative endeavors you have outside.
Right.
So maybe.
I think you're right. I mean, when you look at you look at somebody, and maybe it's even the time. Maybe it even has to do a bit with the time, because if you look at people like certainly Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, Rutherford, can't think of his last name, Erwin Schrödinger, certainly much less, because he was kind of a bit of a bore. Also didn't like cats, and what the hell's up with that?
What's wrong with you?
So, anyway, point being that they were creative people outside. It was a big part of who they were. Albert Einstein, loved fiction, loved thinking about philosophy and stuff. So maybe it's a time thing as well, that we don't want somebody who appears to be, I hate to use the phrase like Renaissance person, Oh my gosh, that was a phenomenal joke. So Lynn just says it a 50-50 chance Schrodinger either liked or disliked cats. The thing is, we can't until we observe the system. You're right. Thank you, Lynn, for the quantum mechanics joke. So those people were whole people, and that's the thing. I think now we and for what it's worth, I've written and streamed a lot about this. I think that we the American dream is a complete lie. We get
such
told
a farce.
a farce. That's the perfect word for it. It is a farce.
I could go on tangents.
I don't know. I mean, I was actually on a podcast not that long ago where we talked about trauma, and actually this was somebody from Canada. The person interviewing me was yeah. And I'm like, I think the American dream is 100% like trauma inducing.
Yes.
Because we get told all you have is to work.
And then you'll have the life you want. And that's not it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a complete lie. No, it's a complete lie. So, I don't know where I was going with that. Maybe that answered a question. I'm not even... Oh, yeah, okay. Right. Sorry. Is it a cultural thing? Are we passionate about the hobbies also that we have? I think in the U.S. we're pretty much told, don't be a whole person. And it's very damaging, hugely damaging.
We're just a cog in the machine here. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So much. So
Tally says...
Anyway, that's what I'm doing.
Sorry. It sounds like the coolest concept ever. Former math and science teacher. It is higher level thinking. It's like a hierarchy of needs, but in your brain, you have to self-actualize. You kick bum! You're allowed to say ass here if you want to.
Nice.
If you want to. If you want to stay bum, that's okay.
I appreciate that, though. I appreciate it. And I agree. You don't self-actualize. Like, what the hell else what the hell else are you doing with your life? So, Lynn also mentioned, and I think this is true, they said that they don't think there are actual people who are not creative, that anyone can find a niche and make what they love. Totally agree.
I agree.
I totally agree.
I think when you say you're not creative, you're really limiting yourself. Limiting yourself.
Yeah. In this book, what I call it, The Artist's Way, that is a tremendous amount of the book is overcoming this idea that you've been told you aren't creative, you can't be creative, and it's a very difficult mindset. I don't want to use the word mindset. It's a very difficult, very deeply embedded belief about yourself that it's super hard to overcome. And just as a quick tangent, I didn't mention that I became a hypnotherapist last year. So it's been about a year now since I became a certified hypnotherapist. That's one of those things that I work with people on, is they have this idea that this core belief that they don't, that they can't be who they are.
Yeah.
And absolutely untrue. because I think there was another one. Where was
Mhm.
the? Where is this? Oh, here we go. Sorry. So Group 555 says, "Isn't creativity a core human skill?" I think so.
Mhm.
I think so. We are trained to think that it's either on or off. Like either
Yeah.
you're talented at something or you're not.
Right.
And that's false. That's absolutely false. So,
I mean, even if we think like caveman days, if we didn't have some sort of creativity, we wouldn't have never made fire, right? We never
Yeah.
would have drawn pictures on the caves to leave stories behind.
Right.
Like, it is very much a part of our being. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, and you use the word story, which I think
Mhm.
I think that's the right word to use. How do I want to put this? We engage with people through stories. What was the, I had a professor, so a professor when I was an undergraduate, a professor that caused me to switch over from molecular biology into chemistry. It was kind of interesting. So I went to UC San Diego. This was, it was about 1990. That's how old I am, folks. I went from molecular biology to just plain old biology, maybe biochemistry. I don't really remember. But then I went to biochemistry in the chemistry department. And then I went into the major was actually called straight chemistry. And I remember at the time, I was like, do you have a gay chemistry? What's
Right?
the,
What makes it straight?
yeah. Should I choose that instead? I mean, maybe I should really just be true to myself. But so, sorry, I know I had a point. What the hell was it?
That's okay.
Oh, sorry. The point was I had a professor who this was the real reason why I switched over to chemistry, because what he did, so this was an inorganic chemistry class. I'm not going to give a chemistry lesson, I promise you, but he made it funny. Not only did he make it funny, he also, like, everything was a story, and it wasn't just metaphors,
Yeah.
It's not like, transitions, whatever. Yeah, H transitions to O, as Lynn says. It was stories, like I remember on it was either a midterm or the final, I don't remember which, but he had a question that said, Scotty says he can't bring more out of the dilithium crystals or something. I forget the exact question, but he says, why would that be?
Mm-hmm.
And you were supposed to look at this and go, oh gosh, I mean, what can I pull out of this question? As it turns out, if you care, everybody, if you calculate the Madelung constant for dilithium, Madelung constant is a level of stability of a particular crystal. I told you I wasn't going to do a chemistry lesson. What the hell did I do? Anyway, if you calculate the Madelung constant, it was like negative, or I don't remember exactly what the Madelung constant did. It was either negative or it was really super big.
Mm-hmm.
And you went, oh, well, of course that would fall apart. Like it could not actually crystallize as dilithium, the metal. Anyway, the point was supposed to be, it was his storytelling that brought you into the chemistry. And so, I mean, from then, watching that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is 100% how I want to teach. And so I did that when I was teaching, as a graduate student. Anytime I've been a manager and I go, oh, we have to do such and such, I'll turn it into a story, because humans learn through stories.
Yeah.
And storytelling obviously is also a creative skill, but so yeah. I think I'm finished there. I sort of talked myself out. Just kind of petered. Should take a commercial break or something and let me.
And then a word from our sponsors.
Right.
Red Bull. That gives you wings.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. There was a comment there about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah. Group said, fun fact, the phrase pull yourself up by your bootstraps used to mean to attempt something impossible, which makes it current use incredibly funny. Yeah.
Yes. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, but that's the myth of America at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we get taught, this isn't who you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, I think it's and I mean, and now we even go on to say, not only is this not who you're supposed to be, like we actively um what's the word I'm looking at, like advise against going into art. Don't do something
Mm-hmm.
creative.
Yeah.
You do that, you're
You'll
not
be a
going to make
starving
money.
artist. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You're not going to make money, and the only thing that you're supposed to do when you're when you're alive is to make money. So it's crap. It's a
Yeah.
lot of crap.
There is a lot of crap. And I think, like, for me, that's why I never really felt like I fit into, like, the corporate world. Because I'm like, I like pretty things. Like, I don't know why I ever thought I could do, like, a full-on science degree. And let me tell you, I booked it out of there fast. Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, well, I'm
go
moving
ahead.
on. So if you have a thought, then tell me your thought.
Nope. I was just gonna. If you have questions, I'd rather do that.
I
'cause-
do. I have questions for you. I've already run out of yarn, and I tried to find more, and none. I literally have like 6 purples. I don't. You can kind of see some of them back there, and none of them match. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about this blanket that is undone.
I don't know. It's
But-
okay.
Yep, so I'm done crafting for today. Is there a creative medium you've always wanted to try but keep talking yourself out of?
Ooh. I mean, I won't kid you. I mean, yes, there's a few.
Okay.
I keep telling myself I can't act or dance. Can I dance? I'm not sure. I do have really good rhythm. I will say that.
Well, you're musical, so yeah.
You know what's weird though? I've known a couple of like decent musicians that you're like, okay, this is this is how the rhythm works, and they're like, nah, I don't get it. I have no idea. How do I play this rhythm? And you would think it would be a core skill that you go, well, you're a musician, like, rhythm. But even when I was an undergraduate, I actually had a roommate, because I lived on campus my first couple of years. I had this one roommate who was a music major, and he comes home and he goes, okay, here we go. Look at this one thing, and he goes, see, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. What? No, sorry. He was going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and now watch this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and he's doing these both. You can't do this because you won't be able to see it. But he goes, see this. It's called 3s on 2s. It's really hard. And I go, okay, so what do you see? You got one thing going 1, 2, 1, 2. The other one going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I started doing it, and he looked at me. He's like.
Like, how did you do that?
Yeah, well, anyway.
That's funny.
Like, I can feel the music. Anyway, the point being is that I don't want to think that I can dance. I don't want to think that I can act. And I always, like, a lot of the content, or some of the content that I've made, has like almost a sort of a skit kind of feel to it. And although I do it, I just didn't want to. Yeah, I just don't want to believe it. But can I actually? There's a question that Lynn asked that I'd love to address,
Sure.
if you don't mind.
No, that's
All right.
fine if you want to.
Because I actually got a comment on a video just this morning that says, you used an AI thumbnail. What's going on? So Lynn asks, sorry, I should probably just say the whole question. Lynn asks, what is your opinion on AI? Because I guess they went to my website, which, yes, and saw some AI images in there. This is a really excellent question, because I'm a software person, right? I mean, this was part of my, part of what I do too. The promises I think we're told about AI, that this is, AI is going to take over, that it's going to do everything great, that we're not going to need, people to do things. Like, I heard that, in 1998. Right. That was
Yeah.
when I graduated from graduate school. That's when I started in technology. That year somebody said, "Oh, we're working on this thing. And when we're done with the thing, we're not going to need you people anymore. We're just going to tell it,
It's just, yeah.
computer, make me a piece of software." I don't know how many years that's been. I have to do some math. I was a chemist, not a mathematician. What is that? 28 years? 20
Yeah.
something? Is that right?
Somewhere
So,
near almost 30 there.
yeah, perfect. Almost 30 years ago, they were saying, "Yeah, you're going to run out. We're not going to need you." Um, and then I heard it again about it because that turned out, no, sorry, we were wrong. That was crap. Sorry
Mhm.
about that. About 5 years later, they said, "No, hang on though. This will be the thing. Now you're gonna become obsolete." I'm a couple year or two in this. Oh no, that was crap too. Sorry, I was okay. But 5 years later, yeah, this is really the time. Okay, now we are really okay. That was crap too. Sorry. Um, so now we're hearing things about AI that my wife and I have a lot of conversations around this because when AI works, like there have been times when, I've had some chat with ChatGPT or whatever, and I've said, "Oh, what do you think about such and such?" And I will get this really amazing insight that I
Mhm.
go, "Wow." I'm like, "Holy cats, that's amazing. Where did that come from?" And I'll ask a follow-up question and it'll say like, "Oh yeah, that's because monkeys flew out of your butt." And I'll be like, "Wait, I'm sorry. You just gave me a great insight, and now you fell on your face."
You're right.
So the thing is that AI does everything without real context, real human context, um, and I find that ridiculous. Now there is no chance in hell that AI is going to replace all of us because when AI breaks, it breaks extremely. Like it's really a spectacular failure.
Well, and I feel like
And
I already see that now. I feel like
yeah,
ChatGPT like 2 or 3 models ago was so good, and now it's already like doing many more hallucinations and stuff like that. And you're
yes,
seeing people get outed in real time for not writing like the whole article. They just put it through ChatGPT and stuff like
right.
that. Like, yeah, I don't see it sticking around for a long time, and it's gonna need years and years and decades of improvement. But I also, for me, they're trying to build a data center just down the way, and so we're in the middle of like the process of fighting against a whole ass data center because we already have
Right.
PFAS in our water, and we're already doing things because our water's a problem. So I just don't
Yeah.
see it. I think we're in a boom right now, but we're also on the edge of a bubble where it's about to burst.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's yes. I mean, I saw something. I saw something similar right around the year 2000. The
Mhm.
Y2K stuff.
Y2K.
Saw the same,
We thought we were all gonna
right?
die.
I saw a
Yeah.
similar thing. Well, I mean, and it was also the dot-com bubble, right? I
Mhm.
came in right at the end of the dot-com bubble. Um, so yeah, I've seen things like this. To answer your question for real, um, Lynn, there we go. My opinion on AI is that sometimes it works, but most of the time it does not.
Mhm.
You did mention AI images, and one of the things that I have pretty staunchly done, um, there are some people who agree with this, some people who don't. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I have pretty staunchly chosen to use AI to make thumbnail images. Originally, it was for articles that I wrote. And the reason why I chose to do that is because those images cannot be copyrighted. They cannot be put under copyright. That's part of the terms of service when you use these image generation products. And that was important to me because what that meant was that if I shared something, I mean, this was supposed to be, I'm like, well, when I make it big, I mean, I'm still kind of waiting on that little bit. I mean, you could help me out, everybody, but I figured when I made it big, if somebody shared something, I wanted to make sure that I would never have an issue with an artist coming back to me and going, why are you using my particular image for such and such?
Mm.
And I thought, this is great. I will use things that cannot be copyrighted, and as a result, I'll always be, I'll always be safe. That being said, I've also had artists, and I'll acknowledge this, artists who say, well, this is trained essentially partly on my work. And
Okay.
so you're using my work for free. And I go, yeah, agreed. To be clear, I have, I don't know, 8 or 10, I'm not really sure. This is maybe a number I should know, but I have 8 or 10 journal articles, like scientific, chemistry journal articles. And for what it's worth, I have an article coming out in the American Journal of Speech Language Pathology pretty soon.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So, I have my own work out there that AI is being trained on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's one of the real issues with AI is that we feed it a bunch of stuff. And so that's both good and bad. You have to feed AI and its understanding of the world, and we put that in quotation fingers, its understanding of the world is only as good as what you feed it, its last
Mm-hmm.
meal.
Yeah.
You'd mentioned the models continue to get a little bit, they're continuing to get a little bit, a bit weird. We have now seen hallucinations in scientific journal articles.
My gosh.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the phrase. I'm not remembering it, but somebody put out a paper and it had this one phrase in it, and so this paper was fairly influential. The people were fairly influential. Other people started using this phrase, and finally, at some point, somebody said, "Hey, what's this phrase mean?"
Mm.
And the principal investigator, the PI, came back and went, "We don't really know. That was something we got out of ChatGPT."
Oh my gosh. That's
So
that's like
it
right
got
now. Have you seen people using should of?
no.
So
I mean, I have, but yes.
so like a clear sign if like right now we all know like at this point an M dash is usually an indicator of using AI.
Typically, yeah.
Typically, yeah. And
I
like
love M dashes, but
I use a dash, but I've never used an M dash. I don't even know how to find that on my keyboard. Like so
oh,
that's I have to stop
you
using dashes because I'm afraid somebody's gonna be like, and I'm just like, no, I'm just
right?
autistic. I like it to look good.
Yes,
But
no, same.
should have, it should have is the root word, and should have it's should
Right.
apostrophe ve, right? But we have gotten to where we're using or it's reading it and hearing us say should have, and it thinks it's should
Yes.
of, and so it's
Yes.
like completely changed the context of what you're trying to say. And that's
Yeah.
a lot of the AI is using should of instead of should have, like ve. Yeah.
It's hilarious. The and the funny thing is that once somebody uses that and puts it out there,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes something that AI starts to learn.
Yep.
So this phrase, which was a hallucination, right? The principal investigator themselves was like, I don't really know what this means. We pulled it out of ChatGPT. It went into a journal article, and that's now feeding ChatGPT. So now you cannot get this hallucination out.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the scientific literature, and there's no way we can get rid of it
Yeah.
without just throwing out AI entirely. Because people are going, oh, well, these people used it, and so they wrote other journal articles saying, well, this is, how these people called it. And so it continues to get in there. So we embed hallucination upon hallucination. And so it's really, it's from a scientific standpoint, using AI is absolutely broken.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lynn brings up right here, says there are a lot of sites where I can find free stock images. I don't disagree. I am concerned even about derivative works.
Mhm.
You're saying there's no need to use AI, mix and match what I find, make something new. Yeah, my Photoshop skills have gotten really good because one of the big things with AI is I've said, "Can you make me a picture that looks like this?" And it always goes, "Nope." So I go, "Okay, can you make this background?" Okay, there's layer one in Photoshop. Can you make this small image? Okay, I've got
Mhm.
to crop that and put it. Okay, put that in there. Now, so I have to compose these things as it stands. So I don't disagree with you, Lynn. And just to finish this up, Lynn says, "I just hope you'll switch out of AI in the future." I I mean, thank you. I have gotten that feedback several times. I hmm, I mean, I'm not going to deny. I think it would be a good idea. I struggle with the idea of copyright, and
Mhm.
maybe
I
it's all
think,
because
especially as a creator, because there's been a number of times where like I'll get hit with false copyright claims, right? And
yeah,
it's hard
yes,
enough to fight it, and then I don't know how much you guys know on the back end, but we have to like give out our full name, we have to give out our mailing address, we have to give out so much just on YouTube to fight it. So like, yeah, I see it. I see trying to stay away from someone being able to copyright claim any of the stuff that you've put out. Yeah.
yeah. It's a push pull. It's a push pull kind of thing. You
Mhm.
you are you are kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I'm at this point I'm on the damned if you do sort of side. Um, Lynn says they make music too, and
Mhm.
I mean, and here's there was somebody who was on that Discord server that we're on
Yeah.
is like, yeah, I can make 10 new songs in an
Oh.
hour.
Oh. We could get into it with that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I listened to a little bit and I was like, oh, sounds like if you were to take Paul Van Dyke and like Skrillex and early Paul Oakenfold, I'm like, oh, I hear influences of EDM music, EDM pioneers.
Mhm.
Didn't think I'd be throwing out EDM names, right? But um we used to call it rave stuff, by the
Yeah.
way. I don't
Yeah.
When it became EDM, I was like, what?
That's
Oh,
rave.
electronic dance
Yeah.
music. Okay, that's rave. But I could hear elements of, you know, a lot of these people, older people and then newer people, Skrillex, like I mentioned, who's newer. But I was hearing elements, and then things like Sia, that like in
Mhm.
David Guetta's Titanium, with that she contributed vocals. Like I'm like, oh, I hear all of the things, but I'm
Mhm.
like, it doesn't sound as good as like a Paul Van Dyke
Right.
who did everything analog anyway, and not really the point. But it didn't sound like any of them. It
Mhm.
it sounded like all of them, but it didn't sound remarkably original. And with music, oh my gosh, I mean, there's a reason why we listen to people like Tchaikovsky was tremendously influential in his time. Um, is the his violin concerto in D, right? The first movement of that is one of the most moving pieces of music to me of all times.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like I had a point. I guess it's just AI ultimately, it should be no more than another tool.
It's a tool.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, Group says that AI is great as an advanced search engine. Yeah, agreed. Um, with any search engine, you have to do more than read the footnotes of the sources. And
Oh,
that's where we
what was
start to
the
fail.
one? Like define removal or something like that. There's something floating around right now on Twitter where they asked it to define. They asked Gemini to define like remove or remove definition, something like that. And it's
Okay.
like, they're asking for a definition, but the AI is like, we can't remove this for you. We can't. That's not what we can do. And they're like, no, I'm just literally asking you for a definition. And it's like, we can't remove this for you.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
just does this loop. So yeah, like you have to fact check it, right? You have to do the things. I am of the mind of like AI is a tool, and I don't think
Yeah.
we should be completely ignoring it. I don't, and I think a lot of people too mix up like what's AI and what's generative AI, right? So there's that whole scope of stuff too. Like there's so much more to it. But I am going to say I'm going to like kibosh the rest of this conversation because it's not the point of this particular event.
Right. I mean, it's, piece of creativity, and yes, not should not be the origin.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like there's a lot of feelings one way or another, and there's a lot of people who draw hard lines, and I don't want to have that kind of a conversation.
Yeah. Agreed. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we already kind of talked about, like, do you find yourself a creative person? What is something that you make or do that you never post or show anyone?
I mean, a lot of the music that I do, I love just, I'll pick up a guitar and just kind of plink around. I love
group.
Trying to figure out how I want to put this. It's like let's go.
Politics. This is a no politics channel, because no.
Great point. Yeah. I love picking up a guitar and just kind of playing along with other music and weird stuff. Because, there's I'll get inspired by EDM. Like, I like EDM because when you're writing software, I think it's actually like a law. I mean, I think there's actually a law that say, well, you're a software developer, you better listen to this. While Underworld was the one, typically that people listen to, not somebody like a Paul Van Dyke. But I get inspired by really weird small pieces of something. So I'll hear like a small piece of a bass line, and I'll go, ooh, what can I do with this? I'll hear, because I mean, I'm pretty eclectic in my music at this point, because I'll hear like EDM type stuff. Adele, actually, I love vocalists, female vocalists, because I love the expressiveness of the human voice, because you can take that and turn the sound of something that Adele does into something totally different. Maybe a violin swell. I'm making something up because I don't do a lot of orchestral stuff. Like Lindsey Sterling was another one that I listened to and went, oh my gosh, like there are crazy beats and bass lines and things that you could use in many different places. You have a beef with her?
I have beef with her. Okay, so I went to church with her, and she's not nice. She is not a nice person. So I'm like,
really?
I don't really like that she's like blown up, because she is very like, yeah, I'm Lindsey Sterling. She's not nice.
Well, it's okay. I didn't know you knew her, but
yeah.
The thing that I like about her at this point is that she was so panned way at the beginning, and now I suppose if she's like, yeah, I'm fucking Lindsey Sterling, bitch, that's probably
I do love what she's created, right? It's almost like you kind of want to separate the artist from the creation, because I like hearing like Pentatonics and these other groups that have changed songs to their own. I love that. Yeah. And I love what she does, but I'm like, gosh, do you have to be such a bitch?
One of the first things I heard was that Pokemon theme.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh my gosh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Totally different way of doing the bass. Now I can't think of the guy who plays bass and guitar on that song, but yeah, I mean,
I know who you're talking
cool
about.
Stuff.
They have like a really cool like cello. Is it that guy?
Ooh, maybe. I don't know. I can't think of the guy's name, but
there's another group. Where it's two guys, and it's mostly orchestra. They swap between like these instruments, and they do a Star Wars line with like the coolest looking cello.
I think I know who you mean. I think it's a different person, but
okay. Yeah.
but group makes a great point because you said, "Oh, I try to separate the art from the artist."
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I struggle with that so much.
Yeah. I
Um,
I agree. Especially, okay, like in our time and day, the biggest one that people like to talk about is like Harry Potter, right?
right.
And I like, and it's hard for me because yes, I grew up on it and I do still wear, like, I'll be honest, I almost wore my Hufflepuff sweatshirt to stream today and I was like, that would be so disrespectful for you for me to wear that today. But like, it's
Thank you.
still like, there's my Hufflepuff badger, right? Like, it's so ingrained in me and who I am. I'm a Hufflepuff and it is who I am. But like, I don't buy this stuff anymore. I would have loved to have played Hogwarts The Legacy because that would have been right up my alley. It would have been something I would have incredibly enjoyed, but I don't believe in funding her anymore, right? So like, there is still like, there is still like an appreciation for the content, and there's a way excuse me, there's a way to like love and enjoy this part of my childhood, but also I am gonna do it respectfully, right? Like, I'm not gonna wear my Hufflepuff shirt on stream today, you know? So like, I think there is a way, and it's really hard too because you can't always define what somebody else's way is either. So
Right.
and like, you know, there are still people who are playing Hogwarts The Legacy, and if that's the choice that they've made, that's the choice that they've made. But I think they also at this point know that they're probably alienating a whole audience by playing it. And it's just like, that's what you made, that's your decision, and I'm not gonna be hateful to you for it, but I'm like, might cringe a little bit. Yeah. So I think you try to separate the art from the creator, but there's also still there's still, especially if you're in the online space and how you're portraying yourself online. Like, I'm like, no, I should have covered up my Hufflepuff badger back there. Right.
I think it really depends on, I think in part anyway, it depends upon what the person's doing. Happened to write an article about it. I'll say that a lot, but because right around the time I started writing, you know, that was when JKR suddenly was just like, oh my gosh, I've got to destroy every single person on the planet that I disagree with.
Yeah.
And she used her money to do that. Like, she actively took, you know, she took steps to say, I'm taking, you have a question? What?
No, I said hi. I see someone saying hi. Sorry.
Hello, Tashi. So she's used the money that I gave her against me, and I go, that's on me, because I used two examples in this article, because you know, my point was to be, it's not always easy to separate art from artist, and you have to look at what their message is, right? You know, because he used JKR, I'm not even going to say her name, but he used JKR, and she's like, well, this is the way biology works. And this is somebody who never doesn't have a degree, like has no background in biology. I'm like, why would you listen to this person's opinions on biology?
Right.
Like, go and talk to somebody who might have a background in molecular biology, genetics, you know, like I do. Listen to that person. But like, listening to somebody who wrote some fun books, like, that's stupid to begin with. Like, well, why would you do that?
Even, okay,
First of all,
it even comes back to, like, do you remember that, I don't remember who she was, like, pushing, but when Paris Hilton was, like, a massive figurehead for somebody's electoral, like, race, and, like,
oh my gosh,
and then she wasn't even registered to vote. She didn't even vote that year. It was like, I want to say it was like 2008. It was when really big. It was like, so it was Barack Obama. It would have been like, she was very big in that's hot, and everybody loving her. And they were trying to talk to my generation who was just coming out of high school. And then it came out that she didn't even vote. Like, we have got to stop listening to people who have no business giving you the advice.
Right. Yeah. And that's part of my point. Because, I mean, Group even says, what an interesting way to tell us you never went beyond a third grade understanding of simplified. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, people have said to me, listen, it's really simple biology, okay? XXXY. And I've done live streams and I've done articles and I have a significant amount of content on the genetics and genetics of all that, the human development, a significant amount of content. And I realized, like, I don't know, it took a couple of years before I got here because I had somebody drop into a live stream and like start harassing me. And the person says it's simple biology. And I went, it is really simple biology. This is like and then it struck me. I was about to say, this is like the third year of a molecular biology curriculum at a university level. And I went, oh, my understanding of simple biology is radically different from the rest of the population.
Yeah.
Because I was agreeing. I was like, it is very simple biology. Why are you not getting this?
Because, well, and then you have to factor in too, right now in the United States, the average American reads at a 6th grade level. Like, so that's like my huge platform, right? Like, reading is so important to me, and pushing reading and stuff is really, really important to me. But like, how can you possibly understand these concepts if you are reading at a 6th grade level? You're not. You don't understand. You're just listening to what's being told to you.
You are. Yeah. And I don't mind people having and I've said this, right? Because I've had several people. I actually had one person come to me and say, I would like to debate you in a live stream about biology. And I went, oh, okay. And then we had a conversation, and I said, what's your background? And the person says, well, I've worked at UPS for 30 years. I just retired. And I'm not.
And you want to argue biology?
Well, right.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I felt really broken up about this because I'm like, I don't want to destroy this person. And then it struck me. I'm like, the thing is, there is no value in me debating people who have no business debating me.
Right.
I mean, I don't mean to diminish this person's opinions. I don't mean to diminish, whatever political outcome they're hoping for by debating me. But I will say I'm not going to suffer fools when they have no business, like, coming into a live stream to tell it like it is, kind of thing. Right. And that was someplace I had to get to say, I want you to have your political opinions, okay? Have your political opinions, but I want you to understand this is a political opinion. This is not biology. This is not science. What you're doing is you have a political opinion and go at it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wrap this back up to say, with JKR, she has a political opinion. She's using her money I gave her, to actively work against me. I just split an infinitive. What would ChatGPT say? I don't know. The other person I used in this article was Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton was a huge influence on my guitar playing. In fact, I am looking right now at an Eric Clapton signature Fender Stratocaster that I got in January of 1988, the very first year that they were available, and I still have this thing. It's it's too many years old. Almost 40? Oh, crap. Almost 40 years old. Just looking at all the liver spots bursting out of me. So Eric Clapton, when the whole COVID thing came out, he made a couple of songs and said, oh, COVID's a bunch of crap and whatever, we're all being, he ended up using some symbols, like some words that I'm like, ooh, like you shouldn't have put that into a song, my friend.
Yeah.
So the difference here is that, like, Eric Clapton ultimately, he came out and he says, we shouldn't be getting these vaccines. They don't work. They're not going to be any good. And like, I, as a molecular biologist, have my opinions on RNA type vaccines. In fact, I'll tell you, part of it was informed by, I have a former student. If you're out there, hi. I have a former student. Actually, they're off today. I have a former student who works in oligonucleotide vaccines. Like, this is actually what he does for a living. Anyway, so I have my opinions on it, but like, I don't need to hear that from Eric Clapton.
Right.
Exactly. Because it's like, thanks, man. You know, go find an amplifier or something. That's awesome. The difference that I see, and I can separate art from artist with Eric Clapton, because I'm like, he's not using his money to like go after Anthony Fauci. He's not, you know, he wasn't trying to harm people as a result of his art. JKR, I cannot say the same. And so
I think it depends about the person. I've got a really big comparison. Really big. There was recently a gentleman on Instagram or TikTok, one of the short forms, and he's like, look at this beautiful painting. It's wonderful. I just adore this painting. It has so much meaning and value, and da 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 da. He's going on and on about this painting. And then it ends with him being like, yeah, the artist was Adolf Hitler. And you're just like, that's a clear, you need to separate from them totally. Like, I wouldn't even be talking about this painting anymore, because what did he do with his life? Versus, Eric Clapton, he said some things maybe he shouldn't have said, that he didn't have any business saying, but he ultimately, hopefully, wasn't hurting anybody. Hopefully people weren't taking his word as gospel or anything. But like, I was just like blown away. It was a Hitler painting, and this guy is just gushing about it, and I'm like, I can't believe you're saying this online. And like, holy shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good comparison, because you know, Hitler, obviously I don't want to support.
I don't want to support
anything
nothing ever. No, I'm like, take that shit off your wall. Can't believe you're hanging that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, H.P. Lovecraft is another excellent example. I really like, I used to be really into the horror genre. I appeared on a podcast actually to talk about how gender is put into Hellraiser, because I always loved Hellraiser. I'm not going to go off on this. The point is that H.P. Lovecraft, right? I ended up learning, this was maybe a decade ago, just how racist and awful this person was. And I'm like, I don't really think I want to read these books anymore, these stories. I mean, there's and I don't know how much he did to advance his racist causes. I don't know if at all. But at the same time, I just kind of go, but that's not who I want to be. Like, I'm not going to be that person. So, the Hitler painting.
I know.
No way.
What?
No way.
Yeah. And you could tell the person who was interviewing him too, like, had no idea, because even they were like, oh, okay, what about this? Like, can we talk about something else? Like, they were so uncomfortable, and I'm just like, you just spent like a 3-minute clip talking about this wonderful painting and how much vision is in it, and you're like, the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
Can we move on? What's the next one? Oh, this one's Renoir. It's all right. I got a Renoir, and I got a Monet.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I
also
think, honestly, in most cases, I do think people are just trying to live like the best life that they can.
Yeah.
Maybe their version of the best life is not my version of the best life, but like, there's very few people, I think, who are going out of their way to intentionally harm people. There are people. I'm not going to say there's not people out there intentionally harming people, but I do think so sometimes, like, you'll see someone who's like consuming Eric Clapton, or I would say if you're consuming Adolf Hitler, you're a piece of shit. I'm not going to give you that caveat, but sometimes I think you're consuming the content, and we can't always be like champion every flag, if you will. Like, maybe that person is also somebody who's out there helping like foster dogs or foster kids or whatever, right? So like, we can't always have our hands in every single pot. I just hope you're not supporting people like Adolf Hitler.
Yeah. It's a weird, it's a hard, it's a hard line to draw, I suppose.
It is.
Right. And especially when you're vaguely public.
Well,
you
and
know,
that's
because
like Claire even said you could always sail the seven seas for Hogwarts Legacy, and that's true. I totally could pirate it. And the thing with that is
Claire.
Oh, I call him Claire. I don't know, and then Lynn's probably fine too. but
I should have noticed that. I looked and I was like, I'm not sure what that is. I'm like, 4 chlorines.
4
I don't know.
Your science side came out.
Yes.
No, but
what is now 4 chlorines with iridium? I'm not really sure what that is. Sorry.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
So for me, as like an actual video game content creator, I don't play video games by myself anymore, you guys. Everything is content. And like this is not really my creative outlet anymore. Gardening is my creative outlet at this point. But so I could play it if I really wanted to. I probably could. But if to me, even just making content out of it, I am then supporting it, and potentially somebody's like, oh my gosh, where does that game? How do I play it? Where do I find it?
Right.
And then I've promoted it, right? So like for me, I can't. Even if I sailed the 7th seas and I didn't give her my money, I'd be influencing somebody else to give their money. And so that's why I'm like, I wish I could we just no, maybe I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say maybe she needs to just go away in some way so that we can enjoy it without her, but I don't know how that would happen in a non-violent way. So maybe I shouldn't say any of it.
Good point.
Well, and so I just need somebody else to make up the next really good fan fiction that is like changed just enough that I can be part of that fan group.
Right. Well, I mean, and Group's got a phenomenal point here too. Says, there's a big difference between I have these beliefs because that's what I've been taught and I want to help you, and fuck the facts, I believe this, so let me help you.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
I can't scroll this. I don't know who, I can't remember who said something about the and now it just went off screen. But I think it was Claire who said, thank you. Where was it?
Is it higher up?
The people who say there are only 2 genders, sexes is the word you'd want to use there. But right, it's basic biology. The only problem is that there's an advanced biology they ignore. So to go back, when you go listen, I am going to ignore facts. My intent is to take, because there in 1983, our understanding of how human development, how reproductive parts were made was XXXY. That's all we knew. In about 84 was when these articles about the SRY gene and its contribution to various things and how it turns into this huge causal chain that may actually contribute to about a 2% difference in when you look at census numbers, right? There's about 2% more females versus males. And it may just be, we don't really know because we're not checking the genetics of every single person out there, thankfully.
Right. I know, right? Don't sign us up for that.
Program. Yes. Right. Anyway, the point being that this was 40 years ago. We started to understand the full causal chain between genetics, the actual, not even necessarily the karyotype that you look at of a person, but the actual genetics involved in human development of reproductive parts. So Claire says, how many bits must I donate to check my genetics? Well, you're gonna have to send a blood sample. You're gonna so 40 years ago. So if you go, well, we understand it's XXXY. We do, and that is vaguely true, but not at all the complete truth.
It's not the full
so
picture.
It's one thing, so it's one thing to say, I'm this is what I've been taught. I'm willing to I'm willing to understand I was wrong, because here's the thing, when you're a scientist, that's the biggest thing you ever say. The thing you say the most of was, whoops, I was wrong.
wrong.
That's how science continues. It's how you continue to build up a corpus of scientific work. Is you go, look at this thing we learned. Oh crap. Okay, well look at this other thing that we learned, and look, now we fixed all the problems. That's great.
And
Oh
there's
crap.
new problems.
Okay, we've changed our theory, and here's the thing. This is for sure. Oh crap.
Right?
Yeah. And we see this across history,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, Kepler's laws of orbital motion, right? Oh, we totally know how the planets are gonna. Oh wait, that didn't
That
go
didn't do what it's
quite
supposed
right.
to do.
Oh shit. Oh, that's a weird thing. Okay, now we have Newtonian mechanics. This is really gonna. Oh, but that's a weird. Oh crap. Okay, now we have general relativity. Okay, this is really gonna. Oh boy, we don't really know what's going on at the fundamental level, dude. This is the story of science. And here's the thing, it is beautiful. This is what we want in our lives. We want to be able to go, no, we didn't understand exactly, and we've learned more. It's whoops, I did it again. I think we're right on the verge of Britney Spears here. I did it again. I used Newtonian mechanics when we've got general relativity. I don't think that worked. Do we want to, everybody's going, you know what? Actually, maybe music's not your thing. Just anyway, it's a beautiful thing. This science is not a collection of facts. It is a continuing process of figuring out where we went wrong. And the idea of weaponizing a collection of facts and calling it science, like any scientist should stand up and go, bad, don't do that.
Hit you with
And
a
it
ruler.
blows my mind. Yes, but it blows my mind. I see like biologists come out and they go, yep, 100%. There's only XX, there's only XY. And if you have XX, you are by nature, going to present yourself in a feminine way, and you're going to want to have sex with somebody who presents themselves in a masculine way because that is science. And it's like, no, that is a political opinion, and that's fine. Have your political opinion. Don't pretend that's science, period. Brittany truly was the greatest scientist.
I love it. Okay, I have monopolized your time. I know this was only supposed to be an hour. Are you good for one more question?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I keep on going, boy, I should probably get out of here so that May can do something else. But
I mean, my kids probably need some lunch, but otherwise we're okay.
Right.
Do you think maybe you already talked about this one a little bit, but do you think your content creation scratches your creative itch? Or do you need something totally separate to feel creatively fed?
Oh gosh.
Group, I want to be masculine like medieval noblemen. Group, they didn't even wipe their asses. What are you talking about?
You know what? How about this? Just like pre-revolution France, right? Pre-revolution France, long flowing hair, lavish makeup, and high heels was the peak of masculinity,
Fabio.
right? It made you look big and huge. Yeah, made you look big and huge so that you could go into court and people said, "Ooh, I don't want to mess with that person." Now we see that as the peak of femininity, and if you ever wondered, what Judith Butler meant about gender as a social construct, because it changes, that's an excellent example. It's always funny because people go, well, shit. They're like, oh, I guess you're right. Damn, these social norms can change. Yeah. How about them apples?
Yep.
Does this scratch all of my creative itches? To a certain extent, yes. I'm really trying to think of how I want to put. I'm going to admit this on air, and we're we'll see what happens when I do this. But it was last December. This every time the holidays come around, right? Somebody's thrown out Santa baby. Right, you're gonna have somebody's gonna. Sabrina Carpenter has a Santa baby, right, with Lindsay Sterling, actually.
Yep.
There you go. Although we've already decided we're not that big of fans, Lindsay. Sorry. Sabrina Carpenter, on the other hand, boy, I started listening to her music and I was like, you are not the person I thought you would be. I thought all your music was going to be really, gosh, I wish I had a puppy. And it's like, gosh, I wish I could bash your head in with a fire extinguisher and leave you on the side of the road. And I'm like, holy cat.
I relate.
Oh gosh, but Olivia Rodrigo's another one too that I'm just like, well, I thought you were going to be. The first song I heard from her was Obsessed. And I was like, this is the funniest song.
Yeah.
I know that she has slept on my side of your bed. Woo! Just get me. Anyway, I was gonna say, last December, Santa Baby came out, and everything I do, any song I hear, I always turn into lyrics for my cat.
Okay.
It's just what I do.
Yeah.
So I started singing this because my cat, we had cats like treats, right? And so we had these little duck treats, right? Duck flavored treats. And so I started singing this song. I'm like, ducky snackies, right? Santa Baby, like to that tune. And I can't remember any of the song now. Ducky snackies, ya da 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 da. I can't remember, but I can't remember how it goes. Anyway, I do remember, but I have paws, and so I need someone who knows how to open the bag to give me ducky snackies tonight. That's how it went. And I was like, oh my gosh, what I really have to do is record that song, do some little stupid dance. It doesn't even matter what it is, right? But film this whole thing. Have somebody else come in and, pretend to be Santa. I'm like, honey, can you we'll put on a fake beard. My wife's like, whoa. And I went, it'll be great. It'll be great. I didn't do it. I wanted to do like this, 5-minute, just, dancey sort of thing with a stupid song. Because everything about me is cats. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed the
paw
to make
prints.
sure I've got paw prints all over. Love cats. And I thought this would be great. I'll put on little purple cat ears. I've got cat ears, of course. Again, if you're a transgender woman, I think it's the law. So does everything I do scratch my entire creative itch? Clearly not.
Yeah.
I keep wishing it did. But but the answer is no. So I always want to do more. I can't stop doing things. And you've probably noticed this as a content creator. Everything you do around you, everything you see around you, you find some way to use that. And in my mind, it's always kind of a half kind of thing. The way I end up doing an hour lecture an original hour lecture twice a week when I'm live streaming is because I'm just looking around going, oh, that's interesting. How does that fit into my entire cosmology, ontology, and epistemology? Yeah, let me take this. I'm going to go and write myself a lecture. So I just can't stop doing it. So there are always things that I want to use. And we were talking earlier about music. When I hear music, I go, oh, I could take that and do something with it. And I'll pick up a guitar and go, oh, that's fun. Whatever. So yeah. I don't think I'll ever stop. What's the word I want to use? I don't think I'll ever be satisfied. Because I think if I were, I would go, then I think I'm done. I think I can just hang up. I don't need to write any more lectures. I don't need to talk to any more people. I'm all done. I've got 500 videos on YouTube. I've got, a couple hundred articles that I've written. I think I'm done. But I'm never done. So I don't know if that answered your answered your question. But
I think it does. I'm gonna lose my voice. Claire.
Claire, I didn't know you're transgender too. Cool.
Cat ears of any color work, not just purple.
and they done. Yeah, they do. Yeah, any color works. There's no. I've never done. I'm Claire. Yeah. You can't end. And
Mhm.
I mean, again, sort of like with science, where you go, okay, what don't we know? I
Mhm.
mean, which is honestly what you should be doing as a scientist. I think it's the same as a content creator. Um, I don't, because I mean, I said, oh, I started live streaming, but I was live streaming about science originally. I'm just like,
Mhm.
well, I'll just talk instead of write. So I was doing lectures about genetics, and I still do these occasionally. I did a live stream about human development recently, and that causal chain, as I mentioned, from Y chromosome to male reproductive parts, which is 5 or 6 steps in there. So, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start playing games or something. I was
Mhm.
like, what would my audience watch me just like putz around in a game? Would they watch this? It turns out they do.
Mhm.
And so I'm always like, I'm just going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to expand. Right now I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn
Oh yeah.
because yeah. Well, I wanted to play Forbidden West, and I was like, hey, can you play Forbidden West without? Because I've played Zero Dawn, but I was like, if I just dropped into this game, would I have everybody, in the stream go, what the hell's that? Why are these machines walking around? How come? Why do they know who Aloy is? Who's it? Like I kind of wanted, to give the background, which is hilarious, right? Because it's like we're gonna play this for 80 hours easily, right? I mean,
Yeah. It's
it's
not
gonna
a fast
take
one.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be 2027 before we get to Forbidden West. But so anyway, you always have to keep expanding.
Mhm.
Am I going to do a song and dance in 2026? I don't know.
Maybe
But
for your streamathon.
I don't know. It would be something. It would be something. I love
Mhm.
to dance, and that was something. Gosh, I didn't even mention this to you. Like, that's something that I only just recently allowed myself to believe, that
Mhm.
I love to dance.
Okay.
Because I'm like, well, I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to be a dancer, right? That's weird. Nobody
Yeah.
does that. So
Do it.
group, it's the same channel. I stream on Sundays and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Sunday at 2 p.m. Mountain, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Mountain. Um,
Let me grab your link for everybody since shoutouts don't work the same on YouTube.
oh, right. But for what it's worth, I also and I'm on 3 different platforms. You can see on my website, which is, if you can read that, purplepawclan.com. I don't know where I was going with this.
Dancing.
Dancing. So really, it's the big lesson in the artist's way, as I keep bringing up, is that you're allowed to be everything that you are,
Mhm.
and that is 100% like what I have talked about now for running on 4 years. You are not only allowed to be everything that you are, that's your obligation.
Mhm.
That's your purpose in life, is to go and be everything that you are. And so I have to, live that myself, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Because for 52 years, I said, I'm not allowed.
Yeah.
I can't be who I am. I can't embrace the person I am.
Mhm.
And it's all false. It's 100% false. You're supposed to be the person you are and express all the wonderful aspects of who you are. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Well,
That's my end. The end of my question. Yeah. My end of my answer.
Well, so that's something I noticed. Like, so we don't really talk about it a lot here, but my husband and I were in a very, very strict religion for a very long time, and we left in COVID. And something about like finding ourselves, finding myself, I guess more so, and finding my woo-woo-ness, because I know you're woo-woo like me. And
Yes.
like and being more spiritual and less religious. I think by being open and starting to be like, this is who I am and this is what I believe in, these are the things that I do, it starts to attract the same people, because
Mhm.
now that you're identifying who you are, and now that you are comfortable releasing who you are out into the world, other people are like, oh, I can be crazy, I can be weird, I can be who I am too. And so, like, you almost do everybody else a disservice by hiding who you are, because the more we are who we are, the more other people feel like they can be who they are too.
Yes.
So that's,
Oh, so true.
yeah. So I think that's a really good place for us to end, though. Is that okay?
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
I appreciate you so much. I hope you know how much you mean
Thank
to me.
you.
Thanks for being here with me.
Gosh, thank you. That's
No.
amazing.
Really, your content is so cool to me, because I haven't felt very creative in this like sphere in a while. I felt like I found a niche. I found some way for me to be a storyteller. I'm a writer. I would like to tell stories, and I found it, but I haven't quite gotten it to work for me, because it's a lot of hours of work. Right? But seeing what you're doing and how you've been evolving and stuff, I'm like, maybe I should do an IRL channel. Maybe then I can talk and tell stories a different way. And I really have enjoyed what you have shared, because it's kind of pushed me to do something a little bit different.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's hugely important. Yeah.
And we just gotta
Be who
we
you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so
Thank you.
much. And I'm sure we'll have you on again another time. Because
thank you.
we vibe well enough, you know. Bye, funny creative
Yes.
ladies. Bye,
No.
Claire.
And now you should come on my stream at some point then. We should totally
We could try.
or do a podcast or whatever.
Your
It's true.
audience scares me a little bit. But I'm down. If you wanna do that, I'm down. I'd love to chat with you.
Yeah, everybody would love you. Everybody would love you. Trust me.
I don't have
you.
a thick skin, because you're really good at dealing with like the shitheads that come in, and I don't have a thick skin.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Everybody's. So here's what I was gonna say. I was really nervous about coming on here, because I was like, I'm gonna come on here. I mean, we had this conversation when I was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Or no, I guess it was after, because you said, "Oh, you want to be on this niche?"
Yeah, the
live stream,"
panel.
right? It was a
Yeah, the
Twitch
panel.
rage, yeah. And I was like, there is no way I'm part of this. Like, I'm not these people. I'm not the same.
One of us.
Well, like, and I guess that's the thing. You go, oh, I'm worried about, I'm nervous about your audience. No way. I mean, I think that's one of the things that is such a truism, and I know we were going to end. Such a truism is that, like, how do I want to put this? Like, I don't know if niches are exactly binding. Like, I don't, like,
No, it's
you make
so
content.
true.
Yeah. You make content in a particular vein, but like, people are people, you know? So I'm not going to bust into
Niches-
Depeche Mode, everybody, but
No, but niches are like, they're a YouTube construct. They're a I don't know, a platform
Beautiful.
construct, you know, because I would love to share more stuff with you guys. I would love to put my DIY on this channel, but YouTube's like, fuck that. You can't do that, you know? Even though I know you guys like to garden just as much as I do. Like, yeah, that's true. That's
Yes.
true. We're all so multifaceted.
right.
Yeah.
I've been surprised. The stuff that I've brought to a live stream. I mean, it was on Tuesday. I guess it was on Tuesday. Like, I talked about a book from the 1960s about memory, like the medieval history, ancient to medieval history about memory. And I also threw in stuff about breathing, which went into some of the Indian woo-woo stuff we were just talking about.
Yeah.
The moving energy around. And I'm like, I don't want to say these people, that came out. But when you tell it, when there's a story involved, people listen, and people love stories. And maybe this is a good way to get back to the beginning, which is that all of these streams they should be stories, because people want stories. We connect through stories. And so I think if you were to say part of my story is gardening, I think you're going to have people who are going to go, yeah, heck yeah, gardening. It's part of my story too.
Yeah.
Advanced Science Group wants to see you come on and let's talk about genetics.
Group,
May, what do you think?
I failed out of biology school. But okay, here's the thing. I failed out because of chemistry. I love biology. I love biology. I love nutrition science. I wanted to be a nutritionist for a very long time, and fucking chemistry.
It was probably organic chemistry too, right?
I don't even know. I struggled even with like basic chemistry in high school. And it's so weird because like I'm really good with math. I'm really good with like analytics and numbers and stuff like that. I love math.
Oh, gosh.
And I love biology. They do not mix. At least for me.
No. Yeah. I mean, it was why I ended up switching from biology to chemistry, because I was like, oh, I actually am better at doing this.
That's funny.
And you know, and like I said, storytelling, right? Ultimately, it came down to storytelling. So
yeah.
Today we're here with May, who finished her biology college course in just 1 year.
I wish.
I think that's the way to introduce it, right?
I wish.
And you go, well, I
Finished
finished because I stopped doing it.
I mean, my student loans make it look like I finished it.
Ugh. Yeah. You know, and just a super quick point I want to make, and then I swear we're done. Like, on my channel, like the channel is named everywhere, you know, everywhere you find me on the 3 platforms, I always have Amethysta Herrick, PhD, right? Because I'm like, oh, well, this makes me, you know, gives me some sort of, I don't know, validation. I'm not really sure what I would call it. But like, it's so interesting. I spent 4 years delving into like one really amazingly small part of chemistry. And I'm going to tell you what it was because it's fun. No, it isn't. But I worked on compound semiconductor solar cells first, which, you know, we're not doing that because they cost a lot. They also use cadmium. Cadmium turns out to be a no-no, folks. It's a heavy metal that ends up getting into the water supply. Maybe May knows something about this, as you just mentioned. But then I worked on semiconductor like phosphor surfaces. So I was trying to make a better TV set, and now everything in it is LCD, so that's way the hell out. When I did postdoctoral research, that was in dye-sensitized solar cells, which are way more expensive than even the compound semiconductors. The point is, every single thing I've worked on as part of my scientific career is crap. Like we're not using it. We're not going to use it. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, a PhD is an indication of somebody who can spend a lot of time pounding their head against a subject, but it does not mean that you're intelligent. It doesn't mean that you're a good, like a good scientist. Not at all. Some of the scientists that I know, you see this in academia a lot, with why I got out of academia. You see people who are like, look, I can write a good grant. I can write a great grant, but I'm going to burn water if I go into the lab. You see a lot of that.
That's me. I can write a really good grant.
Well, come on. But you can tell a story. It's the point being that you know, a degree is not an indication of ability, nor is it an indication of intelligence. And I think we see a lot of people lean on degrees when what they should do is lean on capability. Yeah. And well, there you go. I have not tried adding balloons to make it lighter, but I'll send that to the cadmium people. I'll just add a couple of balloons.
Just get a balloon, you know?
Yeah, maybe it won't poison people like it used to. So.
Oh, well, I'm gonna find us somewhere to head off on the Twitch side. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me today.
Thank you.
I know we talked about more than creative stuff, but I really enjoyed it. So
thank you. Yeah, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank
and
you.
Next time you're back this way, we gotta get coffee again.
No, I know. There's Mystic South is coming up.
I know you mentioned that, and I haven't even looked
Next
at
month?
it. I need to do that. I need to look at that.
Oh, it's in July. It's in July. Yeah, boy, this will be a lot of fun. Boy, you know, go into a conference in Georgia in July.
Oh, lovely.
Quit thinking, guys. But,
okay, but one that's even worse is going to one in Orlando in July. That was hot.
Oh,
that was horrible.
I think that would be awful. So yeah, when I'm out there, I will definitely tell you because yeah, I want to hang out again. So
yeah, it'd be good to see you. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
gonna say bye.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody in chat. That you were super nice to me. I was nervous. Thank you.
I know. See, I guess you know how I feel too then. So yeah, I would love to come hang out on your side.
All right.
Let me know
Definitely.
when.
We'll do it. All right. Well, bye. Thank you, May.
Bye. Yay. Thank you guys for hanging out a little bit longer than usual. I appreciate you. I gotta find us somewhere to raid. YouTube, I heckin' appreciate you. I hope you guys have a great day. Twitch. Find us. Who's online? Who is live? Where are we going? Okay, this was, I totally didn't even say, this was a segment of our amazing minutes for the month of May. If you're hanging out with us, if you're new, we had a couple of new follows today. What we do in the month of May is we encourage everybody to spend at least an hour being creative in the month of May. And by like being creative, by being, I don't know, I'm losing my brains at this point. I got up a long time ago with the dog because of the storms, okay? If you are creative for an hour a day and you would like to share that in the Discord, you are welcome to share it. And at the end of the month, there are some prizes that I am giving away in the hopes that maybe you can like evolve your creative practice a little bit during this month and inspire you in some way. Actually, I know exactly where we're going to go. I know this does not really fit what we're doing or talking about. My friend Lady is an amazing human being, and Lady has just won a grant from the game, from the 1000 Dreams Fund, which is my dream team, my stream team, and part of the dream team. She just won one of the grants, and then on top of that, she's having all kinds of health problems, and like, I don't know, I love her to death, and I would love to continue to support her, and while she's kind of in this really crazy, weird roller coaster of ups and downs. And she is still online, and I don't always get to raid her. And she's raided in here a couple times, so I think we're going to head on over there and see her. Yeah. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. We're not doing anything, like, crazy. I think tomorrow is just, I really need to set up my planner, which I guess is supposed to be a Sunday thing. I don't know. We're just going to spend an hour together tomorrow, okay? That's what we're going to do. Grab a raid message. I'm about to send it out. And then don't send it there. Thank you. If you want to grab a raid message before we head on over, that would be great. I should also switch over here. Is this even gonna work? It actually worked today. I'm surprised. I feel like it's always broken. Thank you so much for all of the new followers. Thank you, Tally, for the 100 biddies. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, usual time. Okay, bye.